RPM Trey Vietnam in this bitch. Man, yo, I still got this fucking bed in the back. We supposed to be giving this bed away to a needy single mother uh, that's sleeping on an air mattress that's broken. It's got a hole in it. So we just trying to do the right thing and donate this bed that we not even really using. Trying to find the girl's apartment yesterday and couldn't find it. After taking all this time trying to deliver the bed or line up the time when she's at home and available for me to bring the bed over, couldn't find the apartment yesterday. Kind of frustrating, but we will do it. We will deliver the bed to the single mother that has no bed for her, and I don't know if she's got one kid or two or what, but I know there's an air mattress situation and the air mattress is bogus. It got a hole in it. So yeah, and this bed is still in the back of my SUV here. But fuck all that. Let's talk real quick. So check this out, man. I got an old college friend of mine, and I won't say this person's name, but let's just say this person is okay. So I was an artist in college. I graduated with a digital film degree. And I'm an artsy kind of person. I can draw. I love to paint. I haven't drawn or painted anything in a long time, and I should do that because it really is a dope experience. Art is a therapy, and it's completely up to you. It's just you and your mind and your creativity and your efforts. That's all that's there. Emotions, all that type of shit, whatever you want to do. And yeah, painting and drawing and shit is fun, but I was involved in like the artsy crowd when I was in college, kind of a nerdy crowd, and that's okay. It was cool. I just wanted to experience the college life and to be artistic and expressive like I had been my whole life. And wherever that crowd was, I was passing no judgment. It was some nerdy motherfuckers around there. I was probably like the ghettoest, intellectual, artsy, want to be smart ass kid in my circle of friends in college. I was just all over the place, very unpredictable, breaking stereotypes and all that, man. Because at the time I was in college, you know, my mom was still getting food stamps from my little brother, and I was in a top 100 colleges in the country, private colleges, whatever, a liberal arts college. Yeah, and it was a good experience. It was dope. But I made some friends, and there was this actor that was actually slightly involved in helping me do some of my student films when it was really hard to pull it off. Because to get kids to take time out of their kick-it time or their studies to help me do a student film was kind of hard to do, man. Even friends, it was kind of hard for them to just commit, you know, follow through and be involved and enthusiastic and cooperative. It's a hard thing to do. And this person did help me once or twice, and I was grateful for that. This person is sweet, innocent, artistic person, very expressive, very chill, very loving, all-inclusive in things, free-spirited kind of person. But I gotta say, this person is like so off the beat, off the mark with politics that they have drinking the Kool-Aid. You understand? This person has drank all the Kool-Aid. Person lashed out at me about some political views I expressed on IG and said, yo, I find offense that you would call Kamala Harris a bitch. You offended that I called this bitch a bitch? But the bitch is a bitch, though. And I don't mean bitch like you're a woman and you're beneath me, woman. It's you're a spiteful, vindictive, fucking unlikable person that I couldn't imagine anyone enjoying. You got ulterior motives. You're a bad fucking person. And if your skeletons came out of the fucking closet, I would find it hard that anybody would side with you. I think even your biggest supporters would go, ooh, that ain't a good look, Kamala. Damn, for real, this is true. I gotta let you go, shorty. I think your biggest fans will feel like something, right? Then again, maybe not, and we're gonna get to that. But being offended by the word bitch was the only thing. It wasn't the disagreement that I had with Kamala Harris's political positioning. It was the fact that I said this bitch, and then it was like, well, you're a man calling a woman a bitch, and women have this sisterhood, and we all stick together. You call one of us a bitch, then we're all bitches. Like, that's not how that works at all. That's not at all how that works. Because I would rather this person be president over Kamala Harris. This person is this girl is a sweet person, right? Nice person. I know she's a loving person. I know how much she cares about the sensitivities in the world. I know her, and I think that I would have a better chance of trusting her intentions at the very least, because we're all capable of being corrupted. This is the kind of shit that she don't understand. But I could tell by how she was talking to me, she doesn't know what it is that she doesn't know, that she's not calculated into her love for Kamala Harris. Because if she were considering everything, a person like her would not stand to watch a person like Kamala do what it is that she's doing. She would not like Kamala Harris if she knew her. She don't know her. And the way we were having this discussion on IG, I can tell. She don't know. She don't know shit of what it is that I know. She's going off the surface of what the news is giving her. She says she trusts Kamala Harris. She doesn't believe that Kamala Harris has bad intentions. She don't even know where I would be getting that from. And I go, because you don't know her. This is what it is. And she said she's so proud and she's going to vote in November because she's proud to see a woman, blah, 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 especially a woman of color. And this girl ain't even a woman of color. See, this is what it is. See, they do the racial divide thing, right? And the racial divide works on, it's a multifaceted psyop. They rooted in something that makes sense, like slavery. Any sensible person to go, well, there's some emotions there, and rightfully so, and you know, there was some injustice, but how far are we going to go with this? So then you got to say, well, what do we do about it? Black people that really stand on that shit and make that part of their identity, that the slavery thing is a part of their identity, they gonna feel some type of way. White people that don't like nigga shit, that don't like black folks in general or whatever, will spice up the topic with their carelessness and lack of empathy and lack of understanding, lack of knowledge too, because they not even gonna know what the fuck it is that they're talking about, and their ignorance will fuel what the fuck they got going on. The ignorance is gonna fuel all of this shit to propel you in this direction. But it's a snowball effect, because you start with the slavery, then you do this shit, and then all of a sudden the racial divide can be predictable. You can manipulate people by it, and it will be multifaceted, because it does come along with the white folks that don't want to be seen as fucking racist or prejudiced or judgmental about race at all. They're going to happily latch on to the first person of color or the first woman in that regard on that social avenue, or the first woman, or any woman that gets close to that to be the first one, or the second or third or whatever. It'll always be a division that if you angle things in that way, all of a sudden things will become predictable. A liberal mindset that likes the fucking woman of color who is a woman trying to do something that men typically dominate, and blah, blah, blah. All of that's going to look like a challenge to them, that if anybody gets even remotely close to doing that, they cheer for them. They don't give a fuck what the bad shit is. They don't give a fuck. It's way too close for them to get their liberal dreams, or to have this desired, tangible mark of change in the right direction. They want desperately to see it, especially in their lifetime, especially if they feel like they can have something to do with it. It feels so fucking virtuous and right to do this, because of the pain and the emotions of where they got you at. Now you can be manipulated by it, though, even though it does make sense. I understand the slavery thing and the black people thing. I understand it, because I bump up against it sometimes. Sometimes I can kind of feel them urges to be like, but y'all hate niggas because y'all niggas, so fuck. And it's not like I can't address that and point that out, because I do think it's a travesty that all of that happened in this way. But I do believe that, like some white people say, because the truth is everywhere, the truth is on both sides. I think that if you pick from both sides different parts of the story to apply when you need it to create a new picture, you can create a truthful picture in the in-between, in the gray area, that'll still tell the truth, that'll also tell you when to chill the fuck out and when to be sure that you're not being manipulated by it, because we have to consider the possibility that politics will manipulate us by social issues that they engineer, and by our feelings that will become predictable based on the engineering and the studies that they've done, live action, throughout the fucking country and the world, since it's been here, since they've been in control, that they do this. They shit test all of us in these different avenues, man, to see what makes us tick, to see what makes us work. So much so that the CIA would do mind control experiments, MK Ultra shit, MK5 or whatever the fuck all of that shit is, man. Like, listen, you see them do the extremes of it right in front of you. If you go look, you can see what the CIA has been involved in. Somehow that same group of people are involved in some of the big global events that they expect to have a very predictable political reaction and an emotional reaction by the people. When it doesn't work, they got the violence to kind of back them up, but they will try to fool you first. They like that shit, and that's always going to be their first order of business. And sometimes the order of business to fool you is to get you to the fucking Fight Club. Me, myself, and Irene fight your goddamn self first, so they can say, y'all doing that to yourself, y'all animals, this looks like more control for us, we win. Then they do that. But anytime they can make it look like it's natural, this is y'all fault, it's a fucking big ass fucking fly or something in this motherfucker. Whenever they can make it look like y'all are wild, they need more control, this is y'all fault, or y'all asked for it, or y'all are stupid and they got to save you from your stupid shit. If they can make any of this look like that while they gain predictable control over you, they're going to win and then blame you for allowing it to get this far because you chose Biden. So fuck you. That's what they want you to think the whole time. They chose Biden, but they need to scapegoat you, the people, to say that y'all fucking fair ass election make this possible. And what's so fucking stupid is that both fucking parties on both sides of this fucking stupid song and dance that y'all got in this political circus, both sides have said they kind of feel like the elections are they're not ironclad, they can be tampered with, and that they are being tampered with, even inside of things that you would expect to have some freedom of expression, freedom of press, with y'all with this fucking shadow banning and censorship of all of the people speaking against you, which is fucking crazy. Y'all act like all of that is not right here to be manipulating y'all with when y'all looking right at it. And you should be ashamed of yourself for allowing them to do this. You should blame them heavily for taking something like the First Amendment and stuff and thinking that it does not apply to this electronic shit because it affects the public in your manipulation of political perspective. So once you do that, everything has to be fair. They talk past y'all like they think y'all stupid, like they know y'all stupid, because what the fuck you gonna do about it anyway? They got the violence to back up whatever it is that they can't convince you to accept or walk you into. At any point that I'm saying something that doesn't make any sense, there's not an overall arcing examination of everything that's going on while I'm trying not to trap myself down social manipulations. I won't even let the emotional shit behind me being a black man in America allow me to favor them, support them, to expect that they're going to save me from whatever dangers they think that I'm out here facing as a black man. I don't trust them, bro. I know that they did this to me. I know they did. And when they say, hey man, we're going to help you, then I go, man, that's backwards as fuck. You can't flip-flop on me. All of this is your fault. You're not going to fix it. No fucking way. And then it's easy for you to act like there will be a savior that'll come save you when the revolving door in these government positions keeps changing and you think there's something to change and now you got hope. You ain't got no more hope now than you did when Bush was in office, you dumb motherfucker. Y'all hope didn't get better off because Kamala's running and Trump is a real American. Y'all think that these two people are polarizing, but both of y'all think that this is what America needs to rise above the problems that we're in right now. But who do you got to blame for these fucking problems? Clinton, Bush, Obama, go all the way back. They all played their part. This is a one faction unit. I think Neo in the Matrix, man, all I see is zeros and ones. Y'all see a whole lot of separation. I see all of this shit being connected, every bit of it. None of it is separate. None of it, man. And when people act like slavery can't be calculated or considered today because somehow there was never a break in none of that shit, bro. All of that shit caused the next day to be what it was, and then it fucking snowballed, and then you dogpile all of this shit onto everybody, not just black people, but onto everybody because the predictability of the reaction of the fucking racists and the fucking sentimental white folks that want to desperately prove that they are not there. All of that is going to come along with this. It's a package deal, and then they use it. I can see it. You can see it. Even if it took me to fucking describe it to you like that, you can fucking see it. That this is what they do. And in the midst of all of that, they capture your heart, and then they go kill the peaceful fucking guy, Martin Luther King. Get your ass out of here. Oh, the militant guy, Malcolm X. Boom, we'll get your ass to who the fuck you think you are. Kennedy, shut your white ass up. They smoke, black, white, whatever. God damn it, if you look like you're saying something good, or they love for you to look like you're saying something good. So they can say, yeah, you know what we do to people that talk good like that. Boom, that's what we do. So, now that we got that example out there, all you other motherfuckers, shut the fuck up and get in line. They can fuck with the First Amendment without writing it on paper. They can get you to censor yourself or to attack each other about differences in opinion over words. This girl told me that the word bitch was enough to send me the fuck off. You've been watching my page on IG. I've been dissing this bitch. When I called her a bitch, she goes, that's different than political opinion. I felt like that's a personal attack. She even used the word personally. How? You know how we rock. Are you insane? You see what politics do? It'll take somebody that know that it was all love the entire time I've known her. In college, I dated one of her friends. We knew each other well. Like, well, this is a sensitive time in our lives right here. And you were right there on the campus with me. You think that all of that from back then, what was all of that? What was all of that friendship? If me calling a stranger, you don't know that bitch either. I don't know her, you don't know her. I call her a bitch, and I told you she's a bad person that done some shit that you either don't know or won't admit. So, and I even asked her, and she won't ask me directly. This is what people do. This is what people do in the politics. Men do it. To me, I feel like women do it. It don't even take politics. There's this certain thing about accountability or being corrected or being proven wrong by a man gets a certain reaction out of some women that, because they feel this tension, like it's me being a man doing this, they respond defensively when they need not even do that. That's why I say women tend to respond like this. Just like some people might say, hey, black people tend to respond to this white guy when he says political stuff because they assume that the tension between them or the disagreement is based on the black-white thing. So the black person reacts this way and the white person go, why are you doing that black shit, bro? Ain't nobody over here doing that shit but you. I wasn't doing that. That's the way you took that. Can't talk to you. Every time I talk to one of y'all, if I feel like I do this and I go, there's a barrier between black people and white people that we can't just be honest about opinion because you're going to think that this is a black-white thing when we disagree. That's crazy. You off the mark. You taking the disagreement and placing it inside of a box that I never even fucking acknowledged. I never went there. You did. I can imagine that happening. And that's exactly what's going on with me and this girl, because in these IG posts, we was debating this shit about this Kamala Harris video. That's what she did, bro. She did. And when women disagree with me and they go, it's a man-woman difference that's causing you to act like, no, it's not. If you was a man, I would say it harder. I'm not dissing you because you're a woman talking to me about politics that I disagree with. If you were a man, I would have said this shit way harder than this. I'd have been called you a pussy, a bitch, a goofy, a slave, and all type of shit. I didn't call her no names. I tend to not address women in politics in this way because I know that they're going to think that the disagreement that I honestly feel inside must be because I'm a man and she's a woman. It's like, no, it's because I think you're fucking politically wrong as fuck. Maybe even dangerously ignorant. It's that deep. Actually, you don't know what Kamala Harris has done or what it is that she is doing. She had no idea that politics is even being scripted. When I tell her that it is being scripted, that things are going on, and that we've been warned about this. JFK got smoked. Bitch, if you care that much about, I don't mean call her a bitch. She's not a bitch. But it just slips out like this because I call everybody a bitch, bro. I know it's an offensive thing. And when I intend to be offensive, then I say it to be offensive because I want to hurt feelings when I say that. So then, but she's not a bitch. She's a sweet person. I wish that she was running for president. But she never would. She'd never make it. She's not written in the script. She's not a part of the club. She'd never be the fucking president. Fuck out of here. She don't know that. She don't know nothing about a whole lot of stuff like that. So when I can tell that people don't even look in that direction to be sure that that line of thinking is going to save them from being fooled by some crazy shit, when they refuse to even look, then I know, I had to tell her, you are capable of being fooled because you won't even look to be sure that you're not being fooled. And that's wild to me. It's kind of strange to me that if you say, hey, if you look over here, you can double check to be sure that you're not being fooled, because I think you're not calculating something into your conclusion, because your conclusion seems weird. And I can tell that if you knew what I knew, you wouldn't say that about Kamala Harris. I know this girl. If she knew what I knew about Kamala Harris, she would go, I don't like that. I don't like that. I think that's bad for us. That's what she would say. She just has no idea. And I'm going to ask her, too. I'm going to go back to that post and ask her. I'm going to go back to that post and ask her one time. And then I'm gonna end the discussion. Other people getting involved in the discussion, losing her comments and other people discussions and other people trying to address me and shit. It's all fucked up. The conversation ain't gonna never go nowhere. The only thing I had to ask her or anybody else in the fucking post is, if actions make a person a bad person, these are the things that Kamala Harris have done. Wouldn't this make her a bad person no matter who the fuck it was that did these things? Not gonna address me. Not gonna address me. They won't just say, yeah, yep. Anybody who did this is a bad person. Well, yeah, Kamala Harris is guilty of this stuff. Now say it with me now. She's a bad person. One more time. She is a bad person. Period. But you can't talk to people though. No one is willing to understand or just say this stuff. And for somebody to come out of nowhere, right? For somebody to come out of nowhere that never talks to me, right? Never says anything, right? And then comes out acting like she's offended because I call Kamala Harris a bitch. It's the first thing you said to me since when? Since college days. And you feel offended that I call somebody else a bitch? The fuck out of here. My mom wouldn't feel offended if I called another bitch a bitch. My mom has called women bitches. Motherfuckers who deserve the title are going to get the fucking title regardless. None of the other shit ever makes sense. I can't say I won't call you a name, an offensive name, because you're a woman who might also be blackmailing people to get what you want, extorting people, you lying right on camera. It's too easy to see. You can see clips of Kamala Harris saying certain things in front of crowds of people, and then the other in other clips she's saying all total opposite stuff. And this is like weeks later. Why I gotta be okay with that? Cause she a woman. Ain't nobody finna run with that. What the fuck is wrong with y'all? What's wrong with y'all? All of a sudden, all of these predictable, emotional, chunks of fucking bait while they out here fishing for you motherfuckers, they can get y'all to go politically where they want you to go, and it'll be predictable too where you are going to go. And they do little tests throughout the course of this shit. They testing, they trying to see what's going on. They want to know how well their shit works, and they can see right now by monitoring social media, which I also heard that there's an algorithm that'll deliver you political posts that will intentionally piss you off so that they know on particular days. They know that the disagreement factor is up because you won't see the things you rock with. You'll see a whole bunch of the shit that you don't like. That's how manipulative all of this shit is. But both sides of the political spectrum have said that they believe that social media is being used to influence politics and even elections, and that they turn up the heat on election year. Both sides have said this. So how is it that anybody on either side can trust the election or the outcome? How could you? Y'all been talking about election fraud and the ballots and all this other weird ass shit. The idea that even if you did like Kamala, that you can trust the vote, what happens after that? Come on, man. What if Kamala Harris won and it was proven that she cheated? Would you go, well, that ain't fair? Give it to Trump if he won, honestly. You're not gonna do that because y'all not even real like that. Y'all not real like that to say that if Kamala Harris wins the election and it was stolen and then proven, that you will happily say, give it to the guy that didn't have to cheat to win. Fuck Kamala Harris for cheating. She was doing that intentionally, running that shit, buying votes or doing this and that or whatever. Come on, man. And even then, you got to give into the system so much to even respect that, to even think that that's what's going on. I think the idea and the illusion of everybody fighting so viciously, really, even amongst ourselves. You argue with a stranger over a fucking stranger. You don't know this motherfucker, and neither one of y'all know the politicians. That's weird as fuck. But I think they set the stage to make this look like this, so you can really believe that all of these emotions and all of this political correctness and all of this political jousting back and forth between both sides is what led up to the result of the election. The whole time they choose who win. That's what I think. That's what I think is going on, and I'm pretty certain of it, actually. And what it takes for me to prove that or show that to y'all, you'd have to be open-minded and willing to say that whoever's wrong is fucking wrong. You don't give a fuck if your heart is in this person, that if they proven to be wrong or shady or behind some things that you would not co-sign, Call it what it is and just say that, because all of this other shit like is retarded to me when y'all do this stuff. You damn right, Zach. That is what's going on. It's all scripted. Gematria reveals it. And there's no way in hell that all of that shit would align like that if Zach is wrong, if Zach is making this shit up, if none of this shit even fucking matters. You know what I expect? For it not to be able to tell a linear story like this, and it keeps doing it. So I'm not going to ignore that. Anybody that can't ignore that, there's something wrong with you. There really is. There is something wrong with you. You can tell these Kamala Harris supporters and these fucking Trump supporters the absolute fucking truth. And you know what they'll say? That if they can find one thing that they like about this politician that appears to be genuine, or something they don't believe can be manipulated, or something that they really want, the dependency on government will allow them to latch on to anything positive at all that they can possibly imagine, and say, I'm going to vote anyway, even if Trump might be a criminal, even if Kamala might be a hoe and totally unqualified. She never really says anything good. And every time this bitch posts a video, you can find tons of people mocking this bitch about her videos and whatever the fuck else that she's done. Shit she said out loud in front of crowds of people. Everybody says thereafter, has anybody noticed this bitch to say a goddamn thing? She didn't say nothing. She's not talking about nothing. She's talking about feelings and repeating an examination of the country that we can all see. But bitch, what are you going to do about it? She says nothing of substance, and everybody knows this, right? Even her supporters. But the people that support her are the people that can get lost in their feelings. When feelings change, logical thinking is the only way to get through this shit. And logically, you will see that there's no reason to trust government. There's no sensible reason to expect that they're going to free you from their shit. We've been doing this for a while now, and it never works out. Have y'all noticed that? Have y'all noticed that? That the country seems to be deeper and darker inside of the pits of hell right now. And both sides agree to that, but they won't say that government hasn't saved them from it. They actually seem to be the driving force to completely do this to us, because every time something goes wrong, people got a politician or a Congress or a president, a past president or a past administration and all of their bullshit to blame for it. And they all blame the past administration for the wrongs, because they all act like when they get in the office, they're going to fix all of the shit that went wrong in the last administration. They're saying that government keep fucking this up, let me fix it. And the next person comes in, government's still fucking this up, let me jump in and fix it. And then they jump in and fuck it up, get rich, and then they leave. And then the next motherfucker go, what the fuck was they doing? Fucking up. Let me fix it for you. This, I'm gonna fix all that, I'm gonna change that. We gotta get this shit right. And then they come in, get their money, fuck it up, and leave. And y'all keep on voting for it like everything is okay. Psychos. Weirdos. Brainwashed motherfuckers. Y'all are brainwashed, bro. Because anybody should be able to sit you down and say, bad people are running this shit. And if you point to any one of these politicians, I'll show you some bad shit that they've done that's not only criminal against their own fucking law. Society will tell you that they've committed actual acts of crimes, right? Not just that, but that what they do to fool you into compliance to allow them to do what it is that they do right in front of you while blaming you for all of the wrong. When I show you that, you'd have to say, this is so unbelievably crazy that I can't let another motherfucker step inside this fucking framework to do what? Everything that y'all been doing, because we've been watching y'all. I can only expect for this to continue just like this. Everything you got mad about Trump, Trump hater, just know that somebody worse than Trump might show up later inside this government thing that you like so much. And if you let them get there and they run you, then you go, oh, what happened? I'm telling you, don't let nobody run the country in that way. It needs to be an overhaul, bro. A complete overhaul. As long as they get you to vote, they know you're not going to revolt. They know you're not. Because the vote is saying, I got faith in the system and you just showed me somebody that deserves my fucking vote. And if they get there, I'll chill out. If they get there, we're going to fix it. But once you give faith to a politician, you can't be a sore loser because your guy didn't win, because that's not a revolt at that point. That's something else. When you fight the government because your guy didn't win. It's not a fight against the government. You're fighting against a Republican or a Democrat. That's a civil war when you two fight over control of the government. The revolt is when you tell the government, y'all gonna fix what the fuck y'all doing. We gonna make you. We finna revamp all of this shit. That's a revolt, right? If you vote, you don't look like you want a revolt. Stop playing. Trying to explain this shit to a guy the other day on social media, somebody else on social media. This is what they do. I don't think any of the people that argue with me on social media, whether I know them or not, will talk to me in the same way if we talked in person. It'd be a totally different thing. It'd be harder for people to ignore what it is that I said too. If we was in person, we was talking, I wouldn't let you talk past me. If we both in the comment section with all these other fucking comments swirling around us trying to talk to each other like this, you don't even realize when I'm talking directly to you or not. If I make 2 or 3 points in my response, you will respond back to clarify what you said before I responded to you. Why would you do that? You didn't address none of the things that I actually said. You had to address them point by point. I addressed her point by point. Somebody else jumped into the conversation trying to support her. A foreign guy, talking about what the fuck he wants to see in America. He not even here, right? Trying to support Kamala from a foreign country. Arguing with me, an American. What is this? So now I'm dissing him harshly, trying not to diss her, for her to take it personally. Ridiculous, man. Ridiculous. Crazy. I got family I couldn't talk to about this shit or none of that, bro. Motherfuckers either don't care or they gonna be so locked in that it's crazy. My grandmother was so supportive of Barack Obama. She redid her bathroom in red, white, and blue. Flag shit everywhere. A picture of Obama was somewhere in the house, somewhere. Craziness. There's no way in hell I could tell my grandmother that it's all scripted. He's a bad person. And they're all really trying to enslave us. And you can tell with the taxes and shit that that's exactly what's happening. Because if I can't work for my employer and take home all of my earnings without government taking it and then giving it to wars that I oppose, I already don't like that. I wouldn't give a fuck what they did with it. They should ask me specifically what they want my money for. Then I should vote by physically putting the money in that bucket my damn self. The taxation is theft. Taxation will turn into armed robbery. The IRS has bought 700,000 worth of fucking ammunition. This was just like 2022 or something. They did that. 2022 or 2023. The IRS did. The IRS? Why they arming themselves like that? Because they want to fight about that money. When guys that say you owe them money start buying guns, I don't know why that don't look weird to y'all, man. This is what I'm saying. And people that vote don't understand this part. They won't calculate it. They probably don't even know that that's what happened. That's how crazy it is. You're not calculating everything into your conclusion. You don't know that? You should stop and wait a second when I go, there's something you don't know. What about this part? Now how you feel? That's valid. She never addressed any of the points that I made, and neither did the fucking foreign guy that jumped into the fucking conversation talking his shit. He never did either. I was like, am I talking to my goddamn self? A person that ain't never had no problem with me heard me call another bitch a bitch and got mad. Ain't seen this girl in 20 years. No joke. It's been a dub. 20 years. 20 years since I seen this girl. First thing you say to me out of 20 fucking years of not seeing me is, I felt offended that you called her a bitch. I felt like you called all women bitches when you did that. What? Okay, man. Motherfuckers is brainwashed, man. Crazy. Crazy. And it don't just end there, because people do this inside of families, bro. Politics do that to you. It's crazy. The whole time they playing the game with you. They don't care about you. They're not going to free you, and you know it. We've been warned not to let them do this for a long time, too. Motherfuckers been trying to tell us, hey, man, they going to run your shit. Hey, Zach, anytime you in my on my videos, if I say anything that gets you to that gets you to spark a gematria run that shit, bro. Go ahead. If I say something, you be like, hey, there's some numbers there. Here's the numbers. Trey just said this. Reminds me of something. And then do that shit. That's dope, man. Yeah, you gotta love Granny. You gotta let Granny rock her shit. I wouldn't even talk to her about it. I told her bathroom was cute. That's all I said. That's cute. Just let her do her thing, man. Peace and love to y'all, man. Rick James, Zach is in here. Nunya. Let me get my ass into work, man. I was supposed to be in work. Motherfuckers getting out the car looking at me like, oh, Trey making a video. Truth does not exist. Crack Their Code. What up? Crack Their Code. That's another Gematria channel if y'all want to check it out. Hey, Gematria is interesting. Y'all can I think it's best for y'all to be curious about information that you might be happy that you've got an opportunity to choose for yourself. Gematria is a choice. You can choose for yourself how valid you think it is, but I think you owe it to yourself to give it a chance and try and figure out what it is that's going on in that shit, just in case you're happy that somebody showed you that shit. You can just ignore it and go back to your life if you want to. That's okay. Everybody got a freedom of choice to do that kind of shit, but I think it's way too interesting and it's way too compelling for people that want to pretend like they know what's up. Well, then you better go learn that gematria, bro, so you can really see if you know what's up or not. And if you don't like it, then don't rock with it. I think it's a goddamn shame for it to be there and you not know it. I'm glad I know what that shit is. I'd be sad if I didn't know. I respect Zach for what he does, and I'm just happy in life, just grateful to have an opportunity to see gematria and then choose for myself, even if I didn't want to rock with it. I would still be like, at least I got an opportunity to know that people thinking this way, even if I don't agree with it. And now I can discount that, and now I can say things that presented to me that can sway my opinion or my viewpoint about the world one way or another. It's all coming to me, and I get a fair chance inside my own heart and mind to choose what I feel about this stuff, what I think about this stuff, and that's you should be respecting of that. You trying to give people new information, motherfuckers be offended, act like you must be lying because they didn't already know. It's like, where's y'all getting this from? Why y'all feel like if you didn't already know it, it can't even be real? How would I know and you don't? Like it's an ego thing, man. That's part of it, and the brainwashing. They got y'all ass. They got y'all loving strangers that do nothing but hurt you. And the people that step up to replace them try to point out to you how you just got hurt by that last administration. There needs to be some changes. That there's some things that need to be changed that didn't get done. There's some things that got put into place that don't deserve to be there because they find it to be painful. A thorn in the side of America. Like, oh, so you blaming government for the condition of the country and you here to save it? You better save it. And if you don't, boy, we gonna stop. It's only so far you gonna let them claim to be saviors while they fucking shit up before you gotta say, man, fuck y'all, bro. We just think the next one of y'all gonna do the same thing. All y'all did, story's over, bro. Pack it up. Pack it up. Story's over. RPM Trade Vietnam, this bitch, Wu Bang, get a fucking gun today. Don't be a bitch about it. Don't be a fool about it. You gotta know that they're in a position to possibly fool you. What the fuck is wrong with you looking at this shit to be sure you're not being fooled by something? Doing that is enough. Just taking that perspective is enough. Now go Democrat, Republican, whatever you want to do, whatever. But if you lead with, man, don't lie to me, man. If I'm gonna rock with you, don't be lying to me about this political shit, man. There's a lot of shit going on here. Nuclear warheads, a fucked up border. The money's kind of crazy and shit. We need more police, less police. Whatever the fuck is going on. There's a lot of shit going on, man. And the people who you put in charge to address these things and possibly fix it, they have to be trustworthy. Hold them to the highest level of scrutiny when they want to be who they want to be. What the fuck is wrong with that? I think y'all are lackadaisical and lollygagging and bullshitting about how frivolous y'all are with this love that y'all give to these government bodies that are obviously guilty, and you know that they're strangers and you trust them with your heart and your life like you'll trust them with your kids or something. I think y'all some fucking weirdos, y'all silly asses. RPM Trade Vietnam, this bitch, you know what to do.